Yet another advertising feature rollout this week, the second of its kind. My name is Stephen Pope, and I am the founder of My Amazon Guy. We're going to be covering today a new display feature. I'm going to show you how to set it up and where it's going to show. So first of all, Amazon has earlier this week rolled out a new display feature that goes in mobile only, and it takes up half a page. I'm going to put a link in the description. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check that one out first. That one's even cooler than the one I'm going to show you today. The one I'm going to show you today is kind of a repurposed display section, something that used to be available in AMS and Vendor Central. It's sponsored display, but on the detail page itself. So if you're looking at a regular random product, and you scroll down below the buy box, so this section right above my head here, this is where a display ad could show up. There's a variety of different sizes that are available for this display ad, but for our purposes, I could not generate one going into this call. I spent about 10 minutes to try and generate one before I went on camera here. I could not locate one. So what that tells me is this is not a commonly used feature historically, and that's probably why they're repurposing it and bringing it to Seller Central. And so this is just another opportunity to get a unique location for ads, and because it's in beta on Seller Central, it might be cheaper today and could be another way to get low ACoS impression-based advertising and increase your sales right now, especially with coronavirus, COVID-19 going around. There's a lot of pain and pressure depending on what category you're in, and it's something you should check out. So on my screen here, I've got a delivery doc, which I build for my clients. Every time a rollout happens, Amazon does not send any news or information. They just randomly roll it out, and if you're going through your account and looking for things like we do on a daily basis, you'll find it. And so here's an example of where the ad location will go right underneath that buy box on the mid-right section. So every time we have a rollout for our clients at My Amazon Guy, and we manage advertising for well over 65 accounts right now, we will create a delivery doc basically outlining what's the new feature, what we think it can do. And this particular feature is a product targeting campaign. So you're going to hit specific categories or ASINs. You're going to show up on the detail page, and it's an interesting revamp of a past program. So we'll go in and we'll target relevant competitor listings essentially, and try and see if this new test, which is in beta on Seller Central, will make a dent. And I think this one will, because it's a repurpose and low advertising opportunity. So you can go into 10 different positions. These are the 10 different positions. You have product page right, product page middle, mobile rectangle, mobile leaderboard, wide skyscraper, medium rectangle leaderboard, billboard, large rectangle, and finally Amazon top stripe. So there are 10 locations on a detail page that can show up. One of the nice things about this type of ad, and here's an example of one of them, is it looks just like a product display ad or a sponsored product ad. And there is no creative work on this particular campaign. The other rollout from earlier this week with you have custom image load requires some sizing of photos as well as some custom text. This one, however, is a pure product display, and you can take any item and simply assign it and choose the targeting, and it's set up. So we're now going to go into where to locate this. So if you go into your Seller Central account, put your cursor over advertising, go to Campaign Manager, it pulls up this screen, and here you can go to Sponsored Display Beta. In here, you can title things like normal ad group names, yada, yada. And here, this is where you're going to hit Product Targeting, which is brand new. And you can select which products to hit. You can select all your bids like normal. And then here is the interesting part. So I'm going to go over to one I've already built here. And so I've already selected categories on this particular campaign. So because we're selling a whelping pad in this particular ad group setup, I'm hitting categories for pet urine detectors, dog breed liners, dog beds, and related type products. So if you wanted to peruse what's available, So in this particular instance, it showed 0 suggestions, which I think is just because it's a brand new rollout today. They haven't populated this yet. This might change by the time you watch the video. Definitely check out their suggested categories first. But for the first time, you can now search category browse nodes, which is very interesting. This is not something you couldn't do this before. So if you come in here and I just typed in dog, for example, because this is related to dog care products, there are an amazing number of subcategories to hit here. And so one of the ones I didn't hit when I first set this up prior to starting to record this video was crates and kennels. This is absolutely another one I'm going to want to hit. So I'm going to add that to my list here. And I'm just going to go through and say, okay, I probably don't want to hit things like dog food, but I probably do want to hit things that are related to where a dog sleeps or is kept or kenneled and things like that. So not a lot of other items in this particular browse node tree that are of interest, but I definitely picked up one on dog crates and kennels. So I'm just, here's the word mats. Maybe I need to add the word mats into my search. So I type that in. And now we're getting some product categories outside of pet care. So it's not as good, not as what I'm hoping for. So you got to test out that search feature and see if it's going to find the right browsing nodes for you. You might be hit or miss. So I found one additional one. I'm going to come here and set the bid. I'm putting in low bids right now because it's a beta feature. I think it's probably going to have low costs. And so I'm putting in low bids, 55 cents to start this out. You may have to bid as much as $1.50 depending on your category and how competitive it is. So you hit add and you can see the categories now added. Now, let's say you also wanted to hit individual products. This is going to look familiar to you if you've ever done offensive product ASIN targeting before. We do have another video that covers that. We'll put that in the description as well. And here you can see the suggested one. So if I wanted to hit suggested other products, you can come in here and hit the selected targets. Now, one of the nice things about this is you could select specific ASINs or product types based on what you want to do. However, one thing that is not available is you can't select products by star rating or other things like category refinements. We do have that available in some specific sponsored product advertising, but that is not available as it seems as of today, March 26, 2020, available inside of display targeting. So if I wanted to come in here and just type in whelping pads, because I'm selling a whelping pad product, to see what comes up, boom, I could come in here and target up to 2,900 results. So it just really depends on what you think you're going to be successful at. The suggestions can be valuable. You could just hit this target all button and see what happens. But so let's just pull up a random product here and just see how viable that is. So this particular all-absorbent silicone pad holder, it doesn't read to me like it's a pet product. It might very well be, but I don't see any dogs. I don't know if this is a good target to hit. So that's why you have to be careful. If you just hit the target all, you might hit products that have nothing to do with what you want to hit. So you may want to be selective on that and maybe come in here and type in whelping pads or something that's more specific to your product type that you think is a good keyword. And then in here, the one downside to using the search function, as you can see here, is there's no target all button. You're going to have to come in here and just go boom, 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 target, target, target. I'm using this as an offensive method. I'm not targeting my own products, so I'm skipping Easy Whelp for those products here, and I'm hitting target all the way down and just looking at these one at a time to see what would be a good target. And there might be a list of competitors where you've had past success in hitting. You're definitely going to hit those as well here. And if you're not sure, skip it. If you're not sure, if it's going to be a good hit, skip it over and just keep going down the list and thinking, okay, I think that's a good one. That's a good one. Not so sure about this one. Skip, go to dry mate. Cool. Keep going down and so on. All right. So we're going to hit add on to all of these product targets. You're going to notice that there isn't a suggested bid available on this because this is so brand new. There is no prior suggestions. One thing of note, when you're hitting specific ASINs, usually the bid amount as well as the traffic you're going to generate from specific ASINs is usually quite low. So you do need to add 50 ASIN targets to get enough traffic. The category targets, however, are generally broad enough and you'll get enough traffic from doing this. So you can look through, there is also negative targeting. So if you want to hit negative products or if you want to exclude your own brand, which I'm going to do here, because I don't want to do defensive advertising in this particular one. You can hit your set default bids and ad group settings. This is all normal. advertising reports, nothing to write home about here either. That is all normal, nothing unusual in that section. So that is everything you need to know about sponsored product display targeting. And if you need help running your ads, there are so many changes going on. It's incredible how many things are coming out right now with Amazon. So if you need help managing your advertising, please go over to myamazonguy.com. In our services section, you can go to advertising management. We also are a full service agency. We can help with design, A+ content, keywords and SEO, and everything else. So we hope you'll reach out. And if you have a question about a particular way to do something in Seller Central, please post a comment. We do videos up on request, and we've got a few in the works from comments on our last week's videos. So thanks for watching.